Alright, so this is going to be the first actual training video that I'm going to make since coming back from Sydney, the Fitness Expo. I'm going to run you through my Friday workout, which is like the end of my week's program. Then I can show you Mondays and Wednesdays, so that's just a 3-day split. Full body routine, but I'll do just a voiceover and see how I go, and then I can trial some more talking while training as well. I just have to sort of choose a quieter time at the gym because it does get very busy and it's a smaller gym. Contemplating whether to buy a new camera, so also that's why I'm going out and filming with this, because if it does work, the voice the voiceover and sound in this is okay, then I'll just keep rolling with this. This is the Sony A5000 and it actually looks not too bad. So let's get into the workout and see what you think of my Friday split. Alright, so I'm testing out this new mic that I've got. Never done this before, so hopefully it comes out clearer. That was the Muscle Farm BCAAs that I take during every workout. Generally 1 scoop intra is enough for me, being in a calorie surplus. But in a deficit, having less food, you're more likely to run the risk of catabolizing the muscles if you overtrain. So I'll up it to about 2 to 3 scoops of 15 grams. So I generally warm up without any weight, just to sort of get the body in the movement. Then when I jump into my working set, it's a bit of weight, so I'm not going to really worry too much about technique. As you can see, my range of movement is shorter, but I'm not going for ass to grass because of my construction history. I use my joints and my back a lot for lifting during work. So if I slip up at the gym, it kind of costs me my job. So I kind of have to be a bit partial with my movements in the gym. But there's also studies shown that the knees can go over the toes. It depends on the person and their range of movement and flexibility, I suppose. For me, I like to sort of sit back a little bit further and carry a weight that I can comfortably lift up through my hips, not so much through my knees and my upper body. And so during these workouts, from week to week, I'll increase the weight, starting at a comfortable resistance at about, this is 100 kilos, and then next week I'll move up to say 102.5 or 105, because it's a more compound movement. You're going to be a lot stronger than an isolated exercise. But sort of gauge how you recover week to week, and then over the 4-week period, I would have accumulated enough fatigue to throw in a deload, then allow my body to recover, and then fall back into another cycle of either a different exercise or just a different weight. So that's how I move up from week to week. But it's also hard to gauge with a full-time job. If one day I'm on my legs a lot, recovery will be slower, and then it's going to impair a lot of my leg workouts and say back issues and smaller joint problems. So working around my full-time job is priority, but also can't allow that to impair my lifts and cause me to throw in a deload a lot earlier than expected. So for this workout, generally do 4 sets of 12 reps, and then that's how I'll gauge all of my workouts. Compound movements are priority, and then the isolation workouts, pairing my main compound exercises, I will sort of start picking them away. But at this stage, I'm sort of throwing in extra because I feel like I can recover a lot faster. That's the squats, and now we're going to move on to the next exercise. The incline dumbbell press. It's at about a 45-degree angle, and then because it's not my priority muscle group, I'm not going to try and overtrain the chest, because then that will have a bit of an effect on my actual chest workout. So just sort of going through the movements, working on a bit of technique and muscle contractions here. So the lighter the weight, the more I can sort of open up the chest control it a bit better. I do have a bit of a sore left rear delt, which I'm still trying to figure out what the actual problem is. Seems to be running through the back of my arm and down through my lat, because I did roll it out while I was away in Sydney, and that seemed to temporarily fix it. So I've just been a bit cautious with it, and then thrown in more strength shoulder workouts as well, and seems to be about 90% back to full strength. But anyway, enough of my injuries. I've upped the weight now, so I did a warm-up set. Now I'm going to do a working set. I think they're about 17s, and I'll still hit about 10 to 12 reps. Because it's not an actual chest day, I will fall shorter of 12 reps. So I don't fully fatigue myself for my chest workout, which is in 3 days' time. So I should have enough recovery time, but also don't want to impair other muscle groups from falling behind because of recovery of the chest. So I won't go too much into detail about the chest workout. That's just a dumbbell press on a 45-degree angle. We'll go through 4 sets of those with 10 to 12 reps on a light weight, then move on to our next exercise, which is the lat pull down. So I'll also do these pretty light, just working on full range of movement, stretching all the way up, and contracting as best you can on the way back down. Studies have shown that like 11-degree angle, arch backwards, has shown to engage a lot more of the lat, but everybody's so different. Wherever suits your body in a comfortable manner is going to be optimal. A lot of people do stupidly heavy weights and just swing and use momentum. It's a lat pull down, not a back row, so you want to be pulling the bar straight down to your chest and then controlling it back up towards the back of your head so that you're getting underneath the bar, so you get a full stretch with all your back muscles. Then pulling back with a slight momentum if you're doing a moderately heavy weight. I'll jump into these for another 4 sets, and I'll hit about 10 reps or 12, depending on how I feel and how light it is. I do like to work on my back range of movements as well. It's just going to allow that lat spread or that back wide spread to open up a bit further, which is what we want in men's physique. Also, studies have shown that the wider the grip doesn't necessarily help with width. It's just a little bit more tension on the shoulder muscles. So just remember that this is a lat pull down and nothing else. So don't try and overcomplicate a simple exercise. Just engage the lats and aim for full range of movement, and you'll get the results that you want. So let's move on to our final exercise, which is going to be abs. So everybody wants that 6-pack. So let's hit a more advanced exercise, the hanging leg raise. So I choose to do a reverse grip because it is a more stronger grip to help me stabilize my body while I'm not trying to swing, while contracting my abdominal wall. So the aim is to lift the legs parallel to the hips, but using that momentum from that short range to follow through, and your abs actually contract from that hip flexion all the way up to your face. So it's not actually just a leg raise, it's a leg raise, then a hip roll. Just to simplify it really, a lot of people misinterpret it and just raise the legs and try and keep them stiff. I'll keep them in a neutral position and then aim to raise my knees all the way to my face, just so that I'm contracting that abdominal wall as much as possible and then controlling it as much as I can on the way back down as well. And that's what's going to maximize the effects of muscle growth for the abs. I'll go through this as well for about 4 sets of 12. I found the most benefit I've got from ab gain is from consistent workouts. Instead of just doing 10 minutes here and there, I now consciously put them into my program so that I make sure I do them. But that's the end of our workout. So I hope you liked it and stay tuned for more. And don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe so that maybe one day I could get out of this construction game and do these videos full time.